What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first Numeric Racing Vlog. I'm Davis, Director of Marketing. So we got a 991 install going on behind us. We're about halfway through getting it set up. So we're going to show you guys a little bit of that, a little bit of how to, go through it, take it apart, put it back together, all the good stuff, a little bit of bloopers here and there. So we're looking forward to it. Appreciate you tuning in and share it with your friends. Cool. Let's go. Dan showing us he hadn't hit the gym in a while. Huh? Dan showing us he hadn't hit the gym in a while. Let's get it.
Stock throw first. Second. First.
You snap back to center.
Right here, look at this thing wobbling. Look at the cables too.
But it's just, this is where it's, because it's got so much flex to it.
And then even when
the
you
throw is so long.
even when you put it in gear.
Get that screw.
Guy has no clue how to use any tools.
What'd you say?
Sun's out, guns out, am I right?
Yeah, let's go, boys.
Off, you gotta take the Velcro off of here, get the cables out, and then these just push forward and the cables pop out of the brackets. But you need to take this bracket off too, because this bracket needs to be modified. I'll show you what has to be modified.
here.
Alright.
So now we're going to take off this whole bottle panel. It's mainly T25s and size 10s on.
We're gonna make
What not
Vlad.
to do.
We're gonna make Vlad do all the fun stuff. It's only about what? How many? 20 screws? 25? Oh, look at those rubber bushings. Let's get those out of there.
Same
more
thing
up
here,
top.
Need to grind those notches off of the brackets too. Because I
Notches on this side.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, he's recording.
I had one customer that did not grind these notches off, and when he put the cables on, he tightened the nuts on, it kicked the cables on an angle, and they were binding up the cables. So once he sent me the install video, showed me some pictures of what he did, I'm like, you need to grind those notches off. And then once he did, the cables worked perfect. So these notches need to be grind off.
You heard it here first. Grind the notches.
These notches, like I said, they have to be ground off. I use a regular grinder here, and then I use like a little Dremel, and I grind that one off. Grinds real easy, but if you don't grind them off, you tighten nuts on there, they kick the cables on an angle, and then they could bind. Because we run really close tolerances on our cables, so these have to be ground off. Numeric shifter. It's on a spring, so it snaps back to center. Everything's built aluminum. Use bearings on everything. The stock shifter is plastic, and there's no spring to self-center it. Or there's one on here to self-center it, and the throw is a lot shorter on the numeric shifter than it is on the stock shifter.
How much?
About 1 5/8 inches. Plus, it's so much more rigid. It's not going to have all the flex that the stock one has.
Yeah, try to play with it. See, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
it's nothing shaking in there. Look at this one.
But when you route them in see, the main difference with the cables is the connectors, where the stock cables have got these big plastic connectors, where we use metal connectors, and also the cable itself is a lot stronger than the stock cable. And also where they go into the brackets. These just slip into the brackets and then they just notch in there, where I use 27mm lock nuts to lock the cables in place so you won't get any play in the cable. But the action of the cable is also smoother than the stock. Like you can see how easy this cable moves in and out, where this one kind of has some drag to it. It's going to give you a nice, really mechanical feel. And up front at the cable, this drops into the stock plastic brackets, adjuster brackets. Like you have to notch it into the shifter, where when you hook this up to the shifter, once it's hooked up to the shifter, you just unscrew this and screw it to give it your shifter lever position. It's real easy to adjust, but you always want to do the transmission side of the adjustment first. Next thing I know, I'm going to show you how to transfer the rubber grommet from the stock cables to the numeric cables. It's really important. Back on. What you want to do is make sure you have the shift cable, the forward-aft cable, on the right side of the grommet, because this gets pushed back underneath the body. And you want to have the reverse cable on the left. And like I said, because here is the shifter, here's the reverse on the left, and here's the forward-aft on the right. Which tells it goes on the right side. R1 is up towards the car, and I also have shifter on it on the sticker. And L1 would be the left side, and I have the shifter. And on the back end, I have R2, and I call it the transmission end. So let me get my drill out, put some holes in here so I can zip tie this thing closed. Because you want to put a zip tie and zip tie this thing closed up again. There is directions and pictures on the website, but.
But what are we doing?
What?
What are we doing?
I'm just doing.
Are we getting it in or what?
Oh yeah, come on.
Saturday grinding, baby. But working hard or hardly working?
Is there a both option or no?
No.
So just put the console in. Now just tighten these bulkheads. It's a little tight fit right here for this one.
The guts. No back seats. A little crummy. We've all been there.
The difference between a 1.5 millimeter spring and the 2 millimeter spring is obviously the diameter. That's why, 1.5. With the 1.5 millimeter spring, there's actually an extra coil, so it's a little softer when you move the lever left and right. I honestly prefer the 2 millimeter spring, and all the newer cars, like the GT3 and the GT4, I noticed they, on their Porsche short throw shifter, where all they did was take 20 millimeters off the length of the lever, they started using a heavier spring. But there still are customers that prefer the 1.5 millimeter spring. I mean, you can see this is 1.5. There's a little less tension when you go back and forth, but it still snaps right back to center. Once you put your knob on there, it's going to feel completely different, and then once you have everything all bolted up, it's going to feel different. You're not going to hear any of the noise.
So we just finished up with the 991 install. Got the shifter and cables in, so Dan, give us a little run through.
You can see how much more, took all the play out of the shifter. See how much shorter the throw is. Very rigid. There's no flex. I'm pulling on it pretty hard. You don't see the shifter flexing. You can see it's not flexing. But this guy's gonna be really happy. It's a much more mechanical feel to it. It makes the car more fun to drive, honestly, too.
That's for sure.
Look how short the throw is, but and this car's, like I said, it's got shifter and cables in. If you want to get this feel, complete feel, you need to do both. But if you just put just a shifter in your car, you're making one improvement, and if you put the cables in, you're making another improvement. But I always recommend doing both. It's a little bit longer install. Would it take us today 4 hours? Maybe?
Yeah, about 4 hours probably.
And that was making a video and everything. So we got it done.
Cool. See you. Wraps up vlog number 1 from the Numeric Boys. See you on the next one.
First one, baby.